In 1971, a young Algerian accountant made a quiet investment. No headlines, no spotlight, no signal that a history was being set in motion. Just a small stake in metal trading company changed everything. From that moment, something began to compound. Not just money, but ambition. His name is Issad Rebrab. Today his fortune is estimated around $5 billion. That makes him one of the most influential private industrialists in Algeria's modern history. And that number doesn't tell you a real story, because behind billions is path defined by industrial risk, political pressure, international expansion, and near-collapse deals that almost erased everything he built. Well, I'm Mariam Keza as usual. Welcome to Billionaires.Africa. Issad Rebrab was born in 1944 in Aidouala, a small village in Algeria's Kabylie region. His origin story is not just a typical billionaire myth. He didn't start with inheritance. He didn't start with a network of power. He started with accounting. And that matters more than it sounds, because accounting taught him something fundamental early on: how capital moves, where inefficiencies sit, and how value is created quietly inside systems most people overlook. In 1971, he acquired a stake in a small metal trading company. From there, expansion became a gradual but deliberate. Steel, food manufacturing, industrial processing. Over time, these pieces evolved into a unified structure, Cevital. Cevital didn't just grow, it dominated. It became Algeria's largest private company, operating across sugar refining, edible oils, appliances manufacturing, logistics, and real estate. At its peak, it employed around 18,000 people and places Rebrab among the wealthiest individuals in Africa. But scale was never the end goal. Control of industry was. At some point, domestic dominance was no longer enough. In 2010s, Rebrab made a move that marked a new phase of ambition: expansion into distressed European industrial assets. The centerpiece of that strategy was Lucchini, a bankrupt Italian steelworks. He acquired it for roughly $400 million. The vision was bold: revive a failing European steel asset, upgrade the production, connect it to iron ore supply chain linked to Brazil, where Cevital has secured exploration interests. The idea was vertical integration across continents: Brazilian resource to Italian manufacturing to Algeria's industrial ecosystem. On paper, it was sophisticated, almost elegant. In reality, it was brutal. The steel operation struggled to recover. Costs remained high, margins failed to materialize, and the Brazilian supply chain strategy, which depended on Lucchini as a stable industrial anchor, began to unravel. One weak link was enough. Hundreds of millions in value erosion followed. Just like that, a global industrial vision collided with the reality of execution risk in legacy European heavy industry. It was a reminder that scale does not eliminate complexity. It often multiplies it. But Rebrab's biggest challenge was not only financial. They were political. In 2019, Algeria entered a period of intense national upheaval. The Hirak movement triggered mass protests that eventually led to resignation of long-term President Abdelaziz Bouteflika. In the political restructuring that followed, scrutiny intensified across Algeria's elite business class. Rebrab was arrested. The changes involved alleged foreign exchanges violation and capital transfer issues tied to his business operation. He spent months in Patriot detention before being released on bail. Inside and outside of Algeria, interpretation of the case varied widely. Some viewed it as legal enforcement, others as political recalibration in changing power structure. He was later convicted into some charges and acquitted on others. But the broader signal was unmistakable. In emerging markets, scale does not guarantee protection. Even the largest private enterprise can be exposed when political systems shift. And yet, Cevital continued operating. And today, Issad Rebrab is still building. One of the most recent major initiatives is a $600 million sugar beet project in Algeria. The goal is structural: reduce reliance on imported sugars, strengthen domestic agriculture production, and deepen Algeria's industrial self-sufficiency. And it is a different kind of ambition from Italy: less global expansion and more domestic consolidation. But still large-scale, still capital-intensive, still dependent on execution in complex environments. At 81 years old, Rebrab is not winding down. He's reconfiguring his approach from a global industrial risk back to nation industrial transformation. And that shift tells you its own story. Issad Rebrab's story is not defined by one success or one failure. It's defined by endurance. He built an empire from a small metal stake and expanded into one of Africa's largest private industrial groups. And he lost hundreds of millions in international expansion. After all, he faced imprisonment during political turbulence. And through all of this, he remained operational, still investing, still building, and still adapting. Well, people could tell you there is such easier way to become wealthy, but there's some way that actually teaches you how much or what it actually costs to build something that's actually gonna survive political changes and economically changes. And hold on, are you still watching Billionaires.Africa? If you're new here, don't forget to share, subscribe, and like to never miss any episode we are giving to you. And I'll see you in the next one.